I don't know what to do. What do I do? What's up, party people? Welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a review and wear test over what I believe is a viral foundation right now. This is the TIRTIR Mask Fit Red Cushion Foundation. Yeah, the brand is called TIRTIR, not TIRTIR. So yeah, packaging is super nice. It's a very bougie looking cushion foundation. Before it went viral, I actually had one of you guys comment on one of my videos and tell me that I should try it. You'd said it was one of your favorite foundations and it was super full coverage. So yeah, when I hear full coverage, I'm sold. I have normal but acne prone skin. I don't get too oily or too dry. My skincare is on, skin prep is on. We are ready to go. So normally this is about $25. It seems like it kind of varies depending on where you find it. But I got mine on Amazon for about $25, but right now it's gone down to $15. $22.50 on sale, but normally $25 on YesStyle. Now I'm gonna read the details from the YesStyle website because they have the best breakdown of the benefits and stuff. Also, I have a coupon code YesStyle if you ever want to get on there and just shop around. So here's my discount code if you want to use it. I get a little bit of commission from it, but you get a little discount too. So it says provides high coverage to cover blemishes and redness for a perfect complexion that lasts for 72 hours. Wet-proof, transfer-proof, formulated with hibiscus, subdifera flower extract, propolis extract, and here's another one, astaxanthin, to nourish skin and keep your base makeup in place. So I got two shades just to make sure that I had one that would match me. So I got 21N Ivory, so it's a neutral undertone, and then 21W Natural Ivory, which is a warm undertone. First up is 21N Ivory, so I'm gonna put it right here, just like that, pretty light. And then this is probably the one I'll have to go with because I have more of a tan, so this is 21W Natural Ivory. I probably want to sit here for a few minutes just to see how much they oxidize because this one is already turning peachy. So yeah, I'll be back momentarily. Alrighty, it's been about 10 minutes now. Yeah, we definitely got some darkening and some oxidation. But I'm gonna go with 21W, the warm undertone. Ooh, they are not wanting to come off. Okay, finally got it off. So I'm gonna go back into some more sunscreen and just reapply it right here just so the texture of the skin's the same across the board. So I'm just gonna start down here where I have the most to cover up. And when I've seen people apply it, it seems like it's very, very opaque and pigmented. So I'm just gonna spread it between both sides. Yeah, I'm already seeing that a little bit is going a very long way and I tap my cushion in once. I really don't like these cushions. I feel like it's kind of hard to like move it down your neck and stuff. Like you gotta flex your fingers. I'm not a cushion girl. And if it starts sliding around, then you start getting little like marks from the cushion. So so yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go slow around the areas where I'm having a hard time, like it keeps slipping out of my hands. So I'm just gonna really press it in and try to avoid the cushion turning on its side or anything. Color-wise, 21W is actually a pretty perfect match for me. But yeah, it has covered all my discoloration and my blemishes back here, which I normally have a pretty hard time with. It's literally covered everything in one dip. One dip into the cushion. It looks super smooth. It does have a semi-matte finish. There is a tack to it, but I don't know if it's so much so that I would need a powder. I think I probably will powder because it is warm outside. I'll be going outside later. Time check, it is now 1:21 in the afternoon, so we'll say 1:20 for our check-in time. Alrighty, here is the finished look. Again, everything that I'm wearing will be in the description box below in a full-on, very detailed makeup breakdown, so check down there. And just so you know, whenever I'm testing out new foundations, I always test them with products that I know. I never try out new things when I'm trying out a new foundation, so all of these on top of the foundation are tried and true. And I don't know what's going on back here. This is not me. So yeah, I did go into some setting powder and just very lightly tap under my eyes, my T-zone, and then a little bit under here. I just did a very light dusting. I feel like it's June now, so it's powder season. My face right now looks very, very good. I feel like my makeup is makeuping. I had no problems with blending anything on. It's not emphasizing pores or anything. It's not doing anything funky on my forehead, like in my forehead lines. However, I will say this is not the most lightweight, breathable foundation by no means. Like I said, it does have a slight sticky, heavy quality to it. It doesn't feel like nothing, that's for sure. It doesn't feel super comfortable. It doesn't feel, you know, breathable. It doesn't feel like skin. I do have a little bit of like a creasing, a little bit of a crackling right here in my nasolabial fold, like my little smile line right there. I had a brow hair stuck in my face earlier and I pulled it out and it left a little mark and it just felt like it was really stuck in there. Yeah, there was a little hair right there stuck in my face and I pulled it out and then it left a little spot, so not very forgiving. So I'm gonna go back into my cushion with no extra product and try to tap that out. Okay, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, it's completely pulled and separated. You see that right through there? That was completely covered before, and now my skin is peeking through and it looks kind of patchy. Got my wet sponge here and I used warm water, so let me just very lightly press that over the area. Oh my god. Oh, it's making it worse. Oh, it's making it worse. I don't know what to do. What do I do? Okay, yeah, that didn't help it, and now I've got a bigger bald spot. I'm gonna try something. This is all in the nature of just trial and error here, because I know I'm not gonna be the only person to encounter this issue. So I got a little bit of product on my sponge here. I'm gonna tap off as much excess as I can, and let's try to dab over it. So yeah, needless to say, when it sets, it sets. Okay, that's maybe helped it a little bit. It kind of recovered up my discoloration, but now I have no blush. So let's tap some more blush on. Very, very lightly. I'm keeping my tools just on the surface of my skin. I'm gonna go into a setting spray and just try to rehydrate that area. So I even try to go in and tap out the little crease right here with my finger, and it's lifting and pulling the foundation up in the most unflattering way as possible. And I have transfer on my finger, and that looks like pancake makeup right there. What have I done? Probably as good as it's gonna get. Overall, my skin looks pretty good. I feel like unless you're looking super close, you're not gonna see that, but I see it. But yeah, 1:20 for our check-in time, so I will see you guys later on tonight for our final conclusion. Alrighty guys, it is now 9:20 on the dot. So yeah, 8-hour mark. Obviously, there are pros and cons. Pro number one is that it is legit a very long wearing formula. My cheek products are still going very strong. This almost looks like it did when I first got done applying it, which almost never happens. I feel like my skin still looks very smooth overall. It also doesn't feel as heavy as it did earlier. Like I was saying, it just felt very plastery and it felt almost like paint. And I feel like it's kind of settled down now to a point where it feels more skin-like. I mean, again, it's not the most lightweight foundation, so I'm not gonna say that it's super breathable and thin, because it's not. But there's definitely not as much tack as there was earlier. It definitely has set down quite a bit. I think the biggest con that I see with this is that it is just not a forgiving formula whatsoever. So if you get a smudge, a smear, a flake, if you get a little rub off from your sunglasses or something, if you get a hair on the surface of your skin, you're gonna play hell getting it off. So yeah, I'm still seeing the cakey, powdery, patchy spot down here. I've been very self-conscious about it all day long. I will say though, right after I got done filming, I did go outside and I had sunglasses on and they were sitting on my face, like my sunglasses kind of hit my cheek right here. But I came in and I had two big bald spots right here. So I did take my blush brush with no extra product and I just kind of tapped over. It looks better, but I can still see the little bald spot on either side. So there's that too. I also have some 11 mark creasing up here, which it doesn't look horrible. So I feel like this foundation definitely has potential. I feel like there's something I can do, something I can tweak to make it work better. I'm almost wondering if this is something that would work better and be a little more flexible and forgiving if I use something like an oil underneath. Maybe no setting powder on top, applying it with a wet sponge. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do it. I'm gonna come back tomorrow, or whenever I come back, and we're gonna do a round 2, day 2 wear test with this foundation, changing up some variables. Alrighty guys, day 2 wear test. Ignore the hair. We're in processing mode right now. Time check right now is 12:57. I'm just gonna say 1 o'clock for our check-in time. I kept literally everything the same. I wanted to make sure that my experiment was controlled. I have my controlled variables. The only thing I did differently was I added in an oil to my skin prep routine. So I use the same skincare products. I just put the oil on before my sunscreen. So this is the Ordinary Squalane oil. And because I didn't really feel like it was gonna be a make or break situation, like I didn't really feel like it would be that big of a change or that big of a gulp in the experiment, I did apply it with a sponge just to see how it would do by itself. And what I found with the sponge is that I had to dip in quite a few times to cover my entire face. So a little bit did not go as far. So what I actually think is a better idea for this, if you're someone that doesn't like to use a cushion like me, is to initially apply it with the cushion and then tap it out and blend it with the sponge. That way you're still not using as much product, and I feel like you get that full coverage a lot faster. I feel like it looks really good. It looks super super smooth right now. It definitely doesn't feel as heavy as it did yesterday. I've not had any flukes where I've got hairs stuck in my face or anything like that, so hopefully that continues to not happen. My face does look extra glowy today. I'm also very hot and sweaty right now, so that is probably playing a role. Pores look great. Skin looks super smooth. Everything looks very flawless. I still see a little bit of creasing on this side. I don't know why it's just this side, but on this side of my smile lines, I see a little bit of that crackling that I was seeing yesterday. It doesn't look as bad though, but I feel like the oil definitely made the entire look just overall more glowy. But yeah, so far everything looks pretty dang good right now. Alrighty guys, final checkout. Let's do this. It is now 10:30 at night, so we just hit the 9.5 hour mark. I definitely don't have the same wear that I had yesterday. Yesterday, you guys saw my cheek products were going strong. They looked almost the exact same. Today, I definitely do have more fading. Then also across my face, I see my discoloration marks peeking through, but I will say it's not a blotchy, weird, uneven, splotchy look. Like I feel like everything's faded off very evenly. I have transfer marks from my glasses and a little bit of pooling on my nose, but I can go in and correct it, and it's way more forgiving. For this to be a 9.5 hour wear day, and I've been out in the sun, I've been really hot and sweaty and stuff, I'm not really complaining a whole lot, because the issues that I did have yesterday, even though I did have immaculate wear, they were kind of make or break for me. There's a couple of things I feel like I could do differently, maybe just using a different oil, or maybe even using a primer oil instead of an actual skincare oil. Maybe this was too heavy for my skin for the daytime. Alright guys, I'm back for my third and final update. This has been the longest foundation review ever. So I've been wearing the foundation for 3 to 4 weeks now, so obviously I know it better than I did when I'd only used it once or twice. I've learned some things about it that make it work better, some tips and tricks I've learned, and just some things I talked about trying in the original 2 videos that I've since tried. Number 1, this is a foundation that has to have a good skin prep. If you're not properly moisturizing, it's not going to look good. Honestly, I don't see this being something that wears very well for people with dry skin. I feel like the best demographic is going to be normal, combination, and oily skin people. So yeah, this is definitely one that I will opt out of using if my skin is just going through it, if it's a bad skin day. I don't know if I'd even use this if I have a lot of acne, like raised acne and texture. Number 2, a primer oil is the way to go. This makes the foundation so much more forgiving. Like it won't show a lot of dryness, it won't show crackling, creasing, like pretty much any of the issues that I've had before. I feel like primer oils are so under the radar and so underused because I think a lot of people equate them to making your skin oily, or, you know, it'll just break everything down. Oh, it's not an oil-based foundation, so I can't use a primer oil. No, no, no. Primer oils are a makeup, so they're formulated to work under makeup. There's 2 ways I've used it with the foundation. So the first way is obviously applying it as your primer step. So after my skincare, after my sunscreen, just a little bit, tap it into your skin. You don't need much. But technique number 2 is if you don't want to use it as an actual primer all over your face, go ahead and fully apply this, let it sit there for a few minutes, and then apply some primer oil to the back of your hand and take whatever tool you use to apply the foundation and just lightly tap it on top of the foundation. It just gives it that plumpness and that extra hydration that I feel like the foundation needs to be more forgiving and just look a lot better on the skin. The primer oil that I've been using is, I'm pretty sure, discontinued. I've had this way too long in my collection. This is the Beauty Creations primer oil. I'm trying to think who else has one. I know the Ulta Beauty Collection has one. NYX used to have one. Smashbox used to have one. I'm not sure. I feel like they're still very rare on the market because of the notion that people have with them. And then the last technique I found that makes the biggest difference is getting rid of the cushion. And get you one of these big mamma jamma things. These are superior. I don't know what these are called exactly. Like, they're a cushion. I actually got this one from Shop Miss A. This is called the A2O Lab like Cloud Puff, which is literally what it feels like. It feels like a freaking cloud. Just to give you a little size comparison, this is the TIRTIR cushion, and here's the one from Shop Miss A. And yeah, I've seen some other brands. I'll try to find some below because I'm really not sure what to tell you to look for whenever you're searching for them online. But yeah, they're a lot thicker, a lot more plush. I feel like Cloud Puff is the best name. I know that's probably just the name that Shop Miss A gives them, but this literally feels like a cloud. It feels like a marshmallow. I've always felt like these little cushions that are typical for cushion foundations, they're just really hard for me to maneuver. I feel like I'm pre-arthritis. Stretching my 2 fingers out and these little cushions just, I don't know, they make my hand ache, and then I have a hard time blending it downwards. And with this one, I can fit 3 fingers in, so it's a lot more comfortable for my hands. It just bounces everything out so much better. It gets into the little cracks and crevices better. Like, this is just, it's godsend. I love this thing so much. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying the foundation. I do feel like it's a really good summertime foundation. I've worn this for upwards of 14 to 16 hours. And I'm not going to say it looks immaculate at 14 to 16 hours. It looks a little more worn, a little more lackluster. My cheek products are starting to fade by that point. So I would say for me and my skin, I get a good solid 12 hours. Like 12 hours is when it's still looking pretty fresh. My cheek products are going strong. But if you enjoy foundation reviews and wear tests like this, then give us a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.